Welcome back to Doublespeak, where we hold power accountable, no matter who wears the uniform or the title. In today's hearing, tense exchange unfolded over a question that should never have to be asked in America's military. Are soldiers being pressured to show political loyalty? The congressional hearing opened with Representative Ryan of New York questioning General Kane and Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin about recent incidents at Fort Bragg, incidents that could shatter the military's long-standing tradition of political neutrality. Ryan began with respect, acknowledging shared service and patriotism, but his tone quickly sharpened. He asked General Kane whether, in his 30 years of service, he had ever been asked to pledge loyalty to a political party or president.
Goes back. Chair, and I recognize the gentleman from New York, Mr. Ryan.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you both for being here. We have all worn the uniform. We've all served in combat. We all love our country. We all revere our troops. And I really want to speak with you both, not as partisans, but as patriots. And I want to talk specifically about the events at Fort Bragg the other day. General Kane, I want to start with you. As a junior officer, were you ever required to make a pledge of political loyalty? Yes or no?
Sir, as you know, we're an apolitical military, so, no.
Thank you. At any time in your 30-plus years of incredibly distinguished service, did you have to make a pledge of partisan or political loyalty?
No, sir.
Thank you. Did you ever serve in any unit or command at any level where service members were required to make a pledge of political loyalty?
No, sir.
Thank you. And I want to commend you. You've been on the record on this, including in your confirmation hearings where you clarified, quote, "I've never worn any political merchandise or said anything to that effect." I appreciate that. That is the standard, and commend you for saying so and continuing to model that. General Kane, one last question for you. Should soldiers have to pledge political loyalty to participate in an event with our commander-in-chief?
Kane's answer was firm: never. He emphasized that the U.S. military is a nonpartisan institution, and soldiers do not, and must not, swear loyalty to any political figure.
Yes or no, please?
Sir, I'm not, first, no. I'm not aware of any time in history that soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines have been asked to do that. I think.
I'm sorry, General, I do want to.
But then came the bombshell. Ryan referenced reports from Fort Bragg, where soldiers were allegedly told that anyone with political views opposing the administration should speak with leadership or be removed from events involving the president. Even worse, MAGA merchandise was reportedly being sold on base.
Just in the interest of time, I want to talk about what happened at Fort Bragg 2 days ago. There was guidance put out, and this has been verified by multiple independent news outlets, saying, quote, these are to the soldiers of the 18th Airborne Corps and the U.S. Army. If soldiers have political views that are in opposition to the current administration, then they need to speak with their leadership and get swapped out. This is swapped out of the event with the president. In addition, in an incredibly disturbing incident, there was a pop-up shop selling MAGA merchandise on post at Fort Bragg. And to summarize this, there was...
That same week, a commander later called the week shameful, denouncing the events as a breach of military neutrality.
A commander from Bragg who said on the record, quote, "This has been a bad week for the Army, for anyone who cares about us being a neutral institution. This was shameful." If those are the facts, and I know the Army is investigating at least the MAGA pop-up shop, is that appropriate, General Kane?
General Kane said he hadn't seen the reports, but reaffirmed the military must remain completely apolitical.
Sir, I haven't seen any of these reports. I'm not familiar with them, but as I mentioned earlier and in my confirmation hearing, the nation demands a apolitical, nonpartisan military.
Then, Ryan turned his fire toward Defense Secretary Lynn. He cited DoD Directive 1344.10, the Pentagon's own policy prohibiting partisan activity by service members, and asked whether any part of that rule had been changed.
appreciate you saying that and happy to share those reports. Secretary Hegseth, are you familiar with DoD Directive 1344.10? Political activities of the members of the armed forces?
Well, first off, I don't buy
Are you-
into
yes
your
or no?
insinuation
Are you familiar
that pledges
with-
are being done under this administration. That's
I
your
reclaim my
insinuation.
time. Are you familiar with this DoD directive?
There's never one time in my service or in this
Mr.
Defense
Secretary,
Department.
will you please
I'm
answer
answering your
these
question
questions?
where politics has been considered for service members.
Are you familiar with this directive? Yes or no?
Which directive?
DoD Directive 1344.10. I'm happy to provide you a copy. There's even a one-page red and green cheat sheet. Are you familiar with it? This is the same directive from when we were all in uniform.
Then admitted he was familiar with the directive, but denied any policy change. When pressed on whether the president wearing MAGA hats at official events was appropriate, saying the president could wear what he wanted, Ryan's response was swift and scathing.
I'm sure I am.
Has anything changed in that directive under your guidance, given what happened 2 days ago at Fort Bragg? Is there a new policy change that we're not aware of?
Again, I totally reject your insinuation.
Is there a policy change to DoD Directive 1344.10?
I know what you're attempting to insinuate, but there's
I'll
been no
take that as a
policy
no.
change and there is no policy.
Mr. Secretary, have you ever worn a MAGA hat in front of the troops?
I own plenty of MAGA hats, but I don't.
Have you
know
ever
that I
worn
have.
one in front of the troops at an official event? I don't
I'm
believe
aware
so.
of.
I don't believe so. Do you think it's appropriate for the President of the United States to wear political merchandise, including a MAGA hat, at official events, including West Point commencement?
The commander-in-chief
Yes or no?
can wear whatever hat he wants, to include the phrase "Make America Great Again," because I would like
So
to
you
make
think
America
that's-
great again as well.
So you think that's appropriate?
The commander-in-chief has the right in front of his troops to wear whatever he'd like.
Okay, I strongly disagree with you. And I urge you both, especially you, General Kane, as we see an increasingly political rhetoric, including from the Secretary, to please, for the good of our troops, this is an incredibly difficult moment, and we need leaders like you to continue to echo the apolitical nature.
His defense shameful and weak, arguing that political displays in uniform spaces undermine the public's trust in a nonpartisan military. By the end, Ryan called for his resignation.
Mr. Secretary, I don't say this lightly. I have to say this on the record. I think your tenure as Secretary of Defense has been shameful and weak, and you should resign. I yield back.
Underscoring a deeper concern. When partisan politics seeps into the ranks, it threatens the very foundation of American democracy. The military belongs to the Constitution, not to any politician or slogan. When that line blurs, accountability must step in. Thanks for watching Doublespeak, where we cut through partisan spin and expose what really happens inside the halls of power. Don't forget to subscribe. We've got more breakdowns from this hearing coming up next.